Hello, Aquarius. This is your reading for October 2025. Remember, Aquarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we have the path of the High Priestess, true knowledge, peace, and inner light. This is the Tree of Life Oracle. We're going to open up the reading with that. I'm Paul. This is Dove and Serpent Tarot. Let's deal the rest of our cards, yeah? Let's use our Dove and Serpent spread. We have a Four of Swords to start. We have an Eight of Cups. We have a Queen of Swords. A Six of Swords. We have a Princess of Cups. We have the Emperor. Yes, a lot of very strong, assertive energy this month, yeah? We have the World. Seven of Swords. The Empress, Emperor and Empress, and a Six of Wands. Yeah, that's nice. I like that we have this idea of the true knowledge, the inner peace, and the light. Okay, so we have this idea of kind of trusting your intuition, but we have also this card of like, both of these cards of making bold moves. Yeah, trusting yourself to do the right thing, to do what really needs to be done, you know. Following that intuition and know that it's going to manifest through your decisions. And it's going to lead to your absolute very best life, that Empress energy. Yeah, perfect. I love this. The fortified ego, taking instruction from the intuition, the true knowledge, that inner light, in order to manifest all the good things. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor, infinite and unknown. We got a volunteer. What do we get? Well, we got the Moon. And a Six of Cups. Very nice. Little bonus action here. Our mystery card will go here with our little sea turtle friend right there on top. And we're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card is, put a prediction in the comments, okay? Right below the video. Now, as we look around the room, we see our three majors, some fire, some water, we got some air. We don't have any earth cards though, right? And I think that's interesting too, because I feel like we need some of that earth energy right now. It doesn't mean that it's not going to be a prosperous month for you or that the financial stuff isn't going to kick in. We're going to do a financial or a money clarifier in the extended reading, so stick around through to the extended, but I think really what it means is that you're not so money oriented right now. It feels like you're kind of like you're looking for that sense of purpose and that sense of authority, and you're looking to make the right kind of moves. I feel like trusting that the outcomes will be there, that the money will be there. You know, if you do the right things now, the money's going to come. I feel like we could lump all of the pentacles into the Empress, because all the pentacle cards of the tarot will eventually evolve into the Empress card. That's what they do, right? And so I wonder if this is just kind of summarizing all of the earth energy. And saying this is every kind of goal that you have for your life. Financial goals, money goals, romantic goals, friends, family, spiritual goals even. All of your goals are represented here. And I think that it's kind of a month of sifting through your heart and your mind a little bit to fortify yourself, to prepare for a really big decision. You're going to make a really, really big move, I think, by the end of the month or in maybe next month, maybe in November, a big move. I think this month is going to be like connecting with that voice inside, planning, getting your heart and your mind on board, fixing your mindset, and getting ready for that really, really big move, okay? So I think that by the end of October, you're going to see a really big door open, and you're going to have to be ready to go through it, because I feel like it's going to close. It's going to open for a minute, and it's going to close. If you don't go through it, you're going to miss your chance. Yeah. Anyway, we got a lot of cards on the table, so let's get started. I like our High Priestess Oracle card with this idea of the true knowledge, the peace, and the inner light. So I think the big overall theme of October for you is going to be to reconnect with your intuition, reconnect with your inner voice, learn how to trust yourself, learn how to kind of, learn how to listen, learn how to hear, okay? Because I think that voice is really speaking up. I think you're going to experience a month of more signs, symbols, and synchronicities. Yeah, and it's going to be very important to follow those. Now, over here, we also have the Moon card, which is kind of like, you know, it's the High Priestess is telling you to trust the darkness, trust the nighttime right now. Even though the Moon is kind of saying, like, there's a dark doorway. You can't see the future right now. And you're being told to trust in a future that you cannot actually predict. And that ain't easy to do, is it? So the Moon card represents that dark, scary forest. And like I said, by the end of the month, there's going to be that doorway that leads to the dark, scary forest. And you're going to have to choose to go through it or not go through it. But I think that it's going to be an opportunity that you're going to want to take. The Moon card is just generally the uncertain future. So I think that this is a month of listening to that inner voice. How do you find your way through a dark room? You sort of got to feel it out, right? You got to feel your way. You got to close your eyes. You can't see, practically speaking, you can't see things. You've got to trust some of your other senses. And that's what this card is kind of trying to say in conjunction with that High Priestess. You're not going to be able to see everything that's going to be coming down the line for you. You're going to have to trust that everything is as it should be, and everything is meant for you, and everything is going to work out well if you stay confident and you stay boss energy, okay? You stay as that emperor, you stay fortified. And you can trust that your intuition is guiding you through this dark, scary forest. But it's kind of like your eyes are closed and someone's got you by the hand and is leading you through a forest, and you're going to step on stuff, you're going to bump against a tree, and you're going to get scared. You got to trust that divine energy that you've submitted to, okay? And I think so this is a month for establishing that connection. Okay. The Six of Cups also over here, I think, is a good card. This is a card of family. This is a card of community. I think it's a very good month for you to trust the people that are around you, and to focus on strengthening those relationships. This feels like it's really, the gestures of kindness, I think, are going to be important for you. I think reconnecting with your inner circle. And appreciating the inner circle in your life, kind of as a preparation for what's coming towards the end of the month. Like I said, it seems like we're going to want to really strengthen our bonds with our friends and family, and really get close with our loved ones. Okay, and I think that I'm feeling that there's going to be, for those of you that are already in like an intimate relationship or like a love thing or like a romance, I feel like there's going to be a really big gesture that's coming your way from your person. So I don't know if it is some kind of a special occasion coming along or what exactly the energy is going to be, but it feels like it's a gift. It feels like someone is really doing something really kind of a big surprise for you, okay? And I think if you're not looking for romance or you're not in a romantic relationship, I feel that this is a really big focus on friends and family this month. Okay, and so we also have our Four of Swords. Four of Swords is Jupiter in Libra. So I have this feeling also of like bringing more people into your world, okay? Sometimes this is a magical circle of protection. Sometimes it's meant to keep people out, But I feel like this is really about you trying to expand your connections with people. You're trying to reach out. You're trying to just have more conversations, exchange ideas with people more. We're being very open. I think this card is kind of is trying to get you to be fortified, because it's all kind of centered around this emperor, right? We're strong enough, fortified enough, that we can listen to the opinions of others, but we don't have to be moved by them. We don't have to be distracted. We don't have to be carried away by the opinions of others. I think at the same time, because you have your Seven of Swords, we're trying to get rid of the naysayers and the haters and stuff. But I look at this and I think, well, we've got to be open to criticism. If somebody's, trying to share with us a better way of doing things, maybe we can listen. This is the card of listening. And so we're going to connect it with the High Priestess too, but I think, first of all, connecting it with the Seven of Swords. There might be people that think they know better than you. People, friends, family members, coworkers that say, oh, let me tell you how to do that. Let me tell you the right way to do that. And I think this card's kind of saying, like, we can sit back and we can say, okay, why don't you show me? And we can listen and we can observe and we can say, thanks, I appreciate that. Doesn't mean that you have to then start doing it that way. You can listen to the advice of others without having to absorb it, okay? And I think that really shows a strong character. When you can listen to the criticisms of other people and you can say, okay, I hear you, I understand. It doesn't mean I have to change my behavior. It doesn't mean I have to change what I do. It doesn't mean I have to change my beliefs. So I think it's going to be an important month for you not to automatically reject everybody that disagrees with you. And it may be a month where there's a lot of people that disagree with you. But to have the strength of character that can listen to the criticism, and especially if it's coming from people that you love and that care about you and that want you to succeed and are trying to give you advice. So it just means, be open to that advice, but don't feel obligated to follow it. Yeah. Now, connected to the High Priestess, this card is a card of quieting down your mind. It's always a card of listening. Okay, it's always a card of silence. Shh. And this could be breathing exercises. It could be some kind of, mental practice that you do, a spiritual practice, in order to quiet the noise. You want to minimize the noise of your mind. So you can hear the High Priestess. So you can hear your intuition that's trying to give you the right advice. Okay? And I think this is really, between these three cards, and it's kind of funny that they're in the same kind of positions here. The Four of Swords is you trying to figure out who to listen to. You can listen to the noise, or you can listen to the signal. And the Four of Swords is us trying to quiet down our own mind. And here we have the people around you talking in one ear, and then you've got your own spirit, your own soul, your own intuition talking in the other ear, okay? And I think it's important that you do both. I think that it would be a good idea for you to think critically and creatively, explore every idea, listen to everybody's opinion. Yeah, what do you got? Tell me. Oh, that's nonsense. I'm not going to listen to that. What do you got over here? Let me hear you. You're the CEO of the company, right? You're the emperor. And you're going to be in your throne room and you're going to say, everybody give me your ideas. I don't care how crazy the ideas are. And you're going to listen to what everybody has to say, within reason, obviously. And then you're going to make your decision. Okay, so I think it's important for you this month to do the math, weigh the pros and cons, get out your protractor and your compass and your slide rule and your calculator and all this stuff and write out the equations, show your work, make the pros and cons list and the Venn diagram and all that stuff. And then do what your intuition tells you. But I think first we have to explore all the different pathways in our mind. We have to explore all the noise. We're searching for signal. We have to listen to all the noise because we want to hear what it has to say. So I think intuition in this case is intuition's coming after all the mental work. I feel like you're going to think everything through. Okay. And then you're going to quiet your mind down and say, shh, I'm going to trust my intuition here. Yeah, I think that's going to be a good practice for you. For this month, for the way you make decisions this month, and for what feels like a really big kind of doorway that's opening at the end of the month for you. You also have the Eight of Cups here. So the Eight of Cups is typically a card that's saying something is draining our energy away. And typically it's we're walking away from something. It doesn't have to be us walking away, though. It may be something that is in need of repair. You look at these cups, they're all cracked and broken. The water's draining out. And we say, uh-oh, it's losing water. What do? Do we leap off the boat and we just swim? Or do we maybe first try to fix the boat? If your boat's broken, you don't just jump off the boat, abandon ship. Sometimes you do. Yeah, if it's obviously beyond repair, you're going to just abandon ship. But it feels like maybe we can repair this a little bit. And for some of you, this might be a relationship, might be, kind of a, it could be a financial thing for some of you too. I think it's something that feels like it's leaking. It feels like there's water, there's love, there's even money like draining away from you. And rather than just like trying to get out of that and just running away, thinking that's going to help us, abandoning ship, I feel like maybe it's, we can patch up the holes. We can fix the leaks. Yeah. So look for that this month too. And just keep that energy in mind. Well, first I'm going to take in a bunch of different ideas, and we're going to see if we can fix this, and if we can fix it together, if it's a relationship, a family thing. And if we can't fix it, then maybe I'll consider just leaving, just walking away from it, or selling the car, or that sort of thing. Now you have also a Queen of Swords, a lot of swords cards for you today. And really a lot of water cards for you today too. Because I feel like it's your heart and your mind preparing itself for something really big coming toward the end of the month. The Queen of Swords here is trying to separate the heart and the mind. This is the mind trying to get away from the feelings. This is the mind that's saying, I'm going to take a step back. I'm going to try to get a bird's eye view of how I feel. And I'm going to give it some thought. And so I think this is fine. I think this is really perfect. This is kind of, this could be that objective, the objective vantage point that you need this month to really get an assessment about where you are, where you're going, what choices you need to make, and to be able to see that big doorway coming up at the end of the month, Aquarius, and what you need to do to go through that doorway. I feel like there is going to be a big portal that appears for you. This card sometimes, though, depending on its position, and right now it's under the surface, it's kind of like what your heart wants. And it kind of almost feels like your heart wants to feel what it wants to feel, regardless of how rational it is. Because the Queen of Swords, remember, is trying to detach themselves from the emotions, and that can be a good thing. It could be a bad thing, too. If we get so detached from our feelings and we don't know how we feel, and we're ignoring our feelings, and they just exist down under the surface, and they're going to cause a bunch of problems. They're going to pop up as complexes and all this kind of stuff. So we want to get some distance between us and our emotions, but still keep it within view so we can see them and feel them. We can feel our feelings without having to become the feeling. Yeah. But I kind of feel like there's something that is brewing inside of you that, like, it may not be logical, it may not be rational, it may not be smart even, right? It may not be part of the plan, but you may not really know anything about it. You may not know who, what, where, when, or why it is, but you feel something. And this is the card that's kind of saying, like, your heart just wants your mind to stay out of it. It's like, just let me feel what I'm feeling. I don't need to justify it. I don't need to explain it. We don't even have to really name it or identify it. Okay? Allow yourself this month to feel what you're feeling, even if you don't know what those feelings are. Keep your mind around, but not too close to where we have to, maybe we're going to start questioning ourselves. And certainly if there are other people around you, sometimes it may be difficult to articulate how you feel about things. And so if there's anybody around you that's really pressuring you to talk about your feelings or to explain your feelings or to justify them or to rationalize them or to defend them, keep that person out there. Because you just sometimes need to sit with how you feel and just be like, I just feel how I feel. I don't know. I don't know why. I just feel it. Now leave me alone. Sometimes that's the vibe. Okay. We've got also a 6 of Swords in the background here. This is a card of a plan. This is the card that really says, kind of about last month, right? I think maybe a little bit of this September or beginning of October energy, that things have been going fairly smooth. Things have been progressing according to a particular plan. And I think that this has been a lot of movement for you. I think that, I think that you are a pretty organized person, especially with the Mercury in Aquarius. I feel like this is a pretty special card for you, because I feel like you've been able to sort of navigate through life pretty well. And I kind of feel like you're even someone that you would probably say, like, you've had a lot of good luck over the years. Luck, I think, is kind of a divine intervention or some kind of a guardian angel type of thing. But I think that you've had a lot of weird synchronicities in your life that sort of have guided your path. I feel like probably recently you feel like you dodged some kind of an obstacle recently. Like some weird circumstance happened that took you on a detour, but that detour saved you from a real wreck right there on that path, and it took you around that way. I feel like that kind of happened recently for you. Yeah. The Princess of Cups here, for October, Aquarius, it's a good time for you. I would dip my toe in the water somewhere. I feel like there's something that you kind of you're interested in, something that you kind of are curious about. Just dip a toe in the water. This to me feels like a fish in a percolator. It may be a distraction, it may be a red herring, but maybe there's something there. Whether it's a person, a place, a thing, an idea, or if it's just a feeling. I feel that there's something that's sort of making you feel a little something. And he's like, we're hungry for something. He's like, I don't know, I'm hungry for something different. Go allow yourself to try it. Dip a toe in the water somewhere, knowing that we don't have to jump in. You don't have to fully commit. You don't have to then make it your whole life. But if this is maybe a hobby or something you're interested in, or if it's even, people or a new place or something like this, just go look. It doesn't hurt to look. Maybe it's window shopping. Maybe it's, you kind of want to buy something, but you don't know what. So just go to the store, look around. You're hungry for something, but you don't know what you're hungry for. Well, just go walk down the strip mall and go to the food court or something and just see, like, what makes you feel, that you want more of it. Dip a toe in the water. Go to the ice cream shop, get one little sample and see if you like it. Okay. So it'd be a good month for that as well. I think that the fish in the percolator idea here is that there may not really be anything purposeful. It may not be part of the narrative. That doesn't mean that it's not important. It may not be part of the plan. It may be a little improv. It may not be part of the script. But sometimes those improvised lines are the best moments of the movie. Yeah. Because that fish in the percolator, it's the Twin Peaks reference. What's the point of the fish in the percolator? Okay, I'm sure there's a point. I'm sure there's some reason why it was written into the story. I like it because it seems absurd. It seems like it really isn't referenced anywhere else. There's no real point to it being there, but it's really a fun moment. And it's really just a really kind of like and it's something that you want to kind of know more about. And it's something that, maybe leads you to some deeper realizations or some other kind of experiences that are very, very critical to the story, but we just don't know it yet. Okay? So dip a toe in the water somewhere this month. All right. Now, the future position towards the end of the month, Emperor energy, boss energy, big time. You got to make decisions. This is fortified ego. You can't take personally any resistance, any opposition, any criticism coming in. You have to take it like a boss. Okay, you don't want to crumble under somebody else saying, "Oh, That didn't work. That's not how you should do that. You don't know what you're doing. You want to be strong and committed and firm in your beliefs, but you want to be open to the advice of others without taking it personally. There will be critics. There will be doubts. There will be resistance. The emperor is the fortified ego. The emperor is the one who takes the advice from the spiritual advisor and actually puts hands on the wheel and makes the move. This is the pilot of the ship, but it's not the captain, right? The pilot, the one who's got the hands on the wheel, left turn, right turn, 5-degree down bubble, but is not the commander of the submarine. Okay. That would be the higher self, the true self, spirit, whatever you want to call it, conscience. Yeah. This is the fortified ego, and the ego needs to be fortified. So by the end of the month, it feels like there's going to be a big opportunity that's going to require some boss decision-making. For some of you, this is going to be business. For some of you, this is going to be kind of life path change or an opportunity. Maybe it's that big financial opportunity. Maybe it's an opportunity to really like completely change your life. Yeah. We've got to be ready to act with authority and to try to stay in control of yourself. Even when you're getting all this criticism from other people, you've got to stay in control of yourself, and you've got to do what's right for your life, regardless of the opinions of other people. But of course, you do want to take in the consideration of your friends and family, right? With this 6 of Cups, it's important that you understand how your emperor decisions are going to affect your friends and family, but you've got to go through this dark, scary doorway. I think this is something pretty big for you. Now, in the path of the serpent, by the way, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. I almost forgot to tell you. I'm sure you already have, but if you haven't, maybe you consider doing that for me, okay? Your general energy is the universe card. I feel like this is a doorway to a new universe. I feel like this is really, like the card is kind of giving you permission now to like rebuild a whole new kind of life somewhere. This might have to do with travel for some of you. This might have to do with land. I feel like for some of you, this is a house or a living situation or something to do with property. I feel like a wide open vista of land somewhere, okay? And I kind of feel like it's that open, infinite possibility kind of thing where there's so much that could be manifested here. And this is an earth energy too. It's also a Saturn energy. So I feel like you're kind of, I feel like you're going through a bit of a wormhole now. I kind of feel like you're almost like you're jumping timelines here. Or you're teleporting to a new universe where I think that there is less restriction on you. There is more freedom. There's more movement that's possible. I feel like a lot of you are going to be reaching some major milestones in life toward the end of the month and into November. Big milestones, big achievements, big accomplishments. For some of you, this is going to be the really big jackpot financially at the beginning of November, toward the end of the month, end of October, you know. But you got to make the big move. Okay? You make the big move with your Emperor energy at the end of October. The beginning of November is going to see a lot of things opening up to you. A lot of things opening up to you. Now, we have a 7 of Swords over here, which again, is kind of like this criticism energy. It's a little bit of doubt. It's a little bit of insecurity. This card's a little bit of mistrust. This card is a little bit of being distracted. And I think that as you are moving forward with your decisions, stay fixed. Don't be thrown off balance by anybody, by the haters, the instigators, and the naysayers. Don't let them get to you. They're going to try to get under your skin. Don't let them. Okay? Be willing to listen to the advice and the constructive criticism from people that you trust, I guess. But even with that, don't let it influence your decision. See, these swords here, you're the central sword. You're that ace of swords in the middle. All the other opinions are these small daggers. But if you look, those small daggers are not actually touching that ace of swords. Other people can say what they want to you. It's not going to touch you. Don't let it touch you. In other words, don't let it influence you. Don't let it motivate. Don't let that become a thought virus. Okay, because that low vibrational energy is going to infect our mind, and we're going to get lost. We're going to start to not hear the voice of the intuition anymore, because it's going to be drowned out by all this other noise. Don't let the noise in. Okay? Keep your mind as calm and as focused as you can, especially toward the end of the month, because that's when the decision's going to be made. Yeah. This is a month, I think, of exploring other ideas and other pathways. It's a month of critical thinking and creative thinking and communication and sharing ideas. But towards the end of the month, lock it down. Yeah. The Empress energy, I think, really big financial stuff coming in also for a lot of you. I think that this is going to be, for some of you, it's going to be a physical relocation of your living situation, your living quarters. I feel like some of you are buying a house. If I'm just going to be blunt and very just mundane about it, I feel like you're buying a house. I feel like a lot of you have been cultivating this external success and these external achievements, and I feel like they're coming to fruition in the next month or two. I know this reading is for October. I feel like this is at least going to be by the end of October that you're going to see this big move, this big decision being made that's going to lead to a lot of this abundance. This is all joy and love and pleasure. This is everything. This is your big rock candy mountain. This is your emerald city. This is your paradise. This is everything that you've wanted. And you've got to trust that you're making the right decision, because there are going to be people that doubt you. There are going to be critics. And if you succumb to that, then this isn't going to materialize. You have to believe. You have to stay confident in what you're doing. You need to listen to your intuition, not listen to the noise of the haters and that low vibrational energy around you. This is all the good stuff coming your way, okay? The Six of Wands is victory. Victory after a struggle. I think it's a struggle to make your decisions despite opposition, despite other people that may disagree with you. You're doing the right thing, and it's proving to be the right thing. The proof of the pudding is in the tasting. When this Empress energy materializes, you can say, see, I told you I was right. The Emperor believing that they are making the right decision. And I think that this is recognition. I think a lot of you are making some big moves in your job, and this is going to be like a big pat on the back. This is going to be everybody saying, wow, sorry I doubted you. The people that were once your biggest critics become your biggest fans. The haters now become the lovers, right? Now they just want to be around you. And I think it's funny the way that works. The people that criticized you the most are going to be the people that are trying to get the closest to you afterwards. And it's up to you what you do with those people, but just know that you're going to get the justification or the recognition or the praise. And you have a right to be proud of what you're accomplishing here, because I think that there's doubt and there's a lot of thought that's being put into something, and a lot of struggle just to stay on course. But you're going to do it, and it's going to be glorious. All right, let's look at our mystery card. I feel like it's probably going to be another High Priestess, or it's going to be an Ace of Swords, maybe Ace of Swords. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. Let's see. A King of Pentacles. Yeah, you're the King of Pentacles here. This to me is fixed earth energy. It's the builder. It's the one that kind of comes in. They already know what they're doing. They know why they're doing it. They have the plan, and they just do it. They don't listen to anybody else that's trying to tell them anything else, because there's no negotiation. It's just, I am building it. You know, this is like you've got the blueprint for the birdhouse. You're going to go into work. You're going to build the birdhouse. Somebody around you says that's a terrible birdhouse, or you're not supposed to be building a birdhouse. You don't care. You're building the birdhouse because that's what's already been kind of decided and established, and that is your. That's your download. That's your instruction. Is to build the thing. Okay, so this is somebody who is not budging. This is a very stubborn energy, and I feel like that's the advice from Spirit right now: is to be stubborn. You can listen to everybody's opinion, but you're still going to do what your high priestess, your intuition, your inner light, and that true knowledge is telling you to do. At the end of the day, you're going to do what you need to do and what your intuition tells you is right. So people can complain all day long if they want. Yeah, but you're staying fixed in your decision and in your in the work that you're doing. You're not letting anything kind of seep in and cause you to doubt or to second guess yourself. All right. Now, if you want to go deeper, click on through to the extended reading. You can hit the join button right below. We're going to do an I Ching hexagram. We're going to do some oracle cards. We'll clarify love. We'll clarify money. We'll do the yes/no coin. I thank you. I love you. And I'll see you there.